liquor, alcohol, is called what? Spirits.
Did them turning off CERN have something to do with the earthquake in Venezuela?
What do you mean there's no AC?
They have no AC in Europe, and
Paris?
especially in Paris.
People forget we used to log out of social media.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day. Y'all make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That helps the channel grow. With that being said, let's get into it.
I might just be tripping. He literally looks like a reptile.
I never liked this guy. I don't know why. Well, I guess
I
I know
never
why.
saw him look like that. That's wild.
Yeah, we're kind of rapid firing it today. Do you guys not remember that this whole thing? I know a lot of stuff has happened. Do you guys remember that this whole thing started with a guy driving a Cybertruck into a hotel, literally trying to warn us about what's about to be talked about here in the next little bit? Y'all forgot about that? That's okay. A lot of stuff has happened. Since then. Probably should have wrote it down like I did. Yeah. But
Forgot all about that.
I'm not judging. I'm not talking down. Talking up. We're talking up. Happy to help.
The man who did this apparently left a note explaining his motive, and it is crazy. A US Army intelligence officer received a manifesto-like email citing Chinese drone spies, and they're saying they have strong evidence that suggests that Livelsberger was in fact the one that wrote it. In the email, Livelsberger claims that federal officials were working with China to develop and deploy the mysterious drones that we saw in New York last month. He referred to them as the most dangerous threat to national security and said that they use gravity manipulation technology and had the ability to evade detection. He also left behind 2 notes in a charged cell phone recovered from the Tesla, and one of them says this was not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? He said all Americans need to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. We are the United States of America, the best country people to ever exist. But right now we are terminally ill and headed towards collapse. As authorities work to find more details and confirm the legitimacy of these documents, I'll keep you guys updated, but let me know what you guys think about all of this.
Aged like fine
Not
wine.
ready to share that quite yet, are you? It's a secret. I love it.
That was a good question there. Stump me.
Know you're speaking to your fans with this one. These cryptic messages. I mean, Gaga, is this promo for the film or for your new single? What are you trying to tell us, Gaga? It's a secret.
I was looking at this for quite a while, and once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Everyone is debating whether these messages are about her acting career or her music career, but that's exactly what they want you to focus on. Look how the visual language here matches her 2010 era. It's the same symbol, the same myth-making routine, and it's being recycled like clockwork. Does it feel like art to you? Or does it feel like a script that is written by someone else? Be honest, what do you see when you look at it? Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Not ready to share that quite yet, are you? It's a secret. I love it.
Did them turning off CERN have something to do with the earthquake in Venezuela? Now, if you remember, the last time they turned off CERN was in 2018. And the next year we had COVID, we had UFOs, we had all of these disasters. And some people speculated it had something to do with them shutting down CERN. And once again, they shut down CERN, and we see this very large earthquake happen in Venezuela. So do you think that something terrible, something bad is going to happen because they now, again, have shut down CERN? And I'll tell you something strange. The last few days, the last week, I should say, I've been having these sort of memories come back to me, like childhood memories that I had forgotten about. And it seems like all at once, all of these memories have just been coming back to me. And I couldn't figure out why. And then I seen, that they were shutting down CERN again. And I wondered, is it sort of resetting the timeline and these memories are coming back to me? I don't know. What do you guys think about the whole CERN thing?
Wait. I don't know, y'all, but all I know, I even told you guys, like last night I slept like a freaking baby, y'all. But the 3 nights before that, at 2:30, I'd wake up and I could not fall back asleep until like 4:30, and that's unheard of for me. I never have had a problem sleeping. I've always slept good. I take pride in that. I quiet my mind before bed. I do things, and I've always never had a problem with sleeping, ever. But the past 3 nights, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's this. I don't know, y'all. And I've been having weird dreams. But last night, y'all, I slept through the whole night. Woke up feeling good and re-energized.
Right.
You ever notice that you can kick your door in, but you can't kick your door out? Don't you think if somebody was using their fucking brain, they might turn that son of a bitch around so I could get the fuck out?
Yeah.
Also, so that they couldn't kick it in. I'm not an engineer or anything. Maybe somebody has a better
That's a
reason.
good point.
But if I put a rope to your doorknob and I pull it tight, you're not opening it either.
Huh.
You ever thought about why they shaped your door to open the way it does?
I think this is one of those self-driving trucks. I'm not sure. No, it definitely is. I swear.
They're coming, y'all.
Yeah, it is. Look at that. That was crazy. That boy just chilling, bro. He's not even touching the steering wheel.
We can safely assume they're all
doing
junkies.
drugs, shooting up, drinking beers, smoking weed.
Now, is Frances, she's with her mom
in LA. Yeah.
But she actually lives at that house with them when they're in Seattle.
They said it was cold and dreary and no furniture. They hadn't lived there that long. They had a house in the Hollywood Hills too.
Okay.
So, look,
I'm shocked. So that's why they had the 2 non-drug addict nannies, in case Child Protective Services, because to put a kid around in that situation is
they need to have females there. That's insane.
I see.
It's insane.
Now
they lived a dirty lifestyle, and I don't mean that in this bad way. There's a funny, not funny, but they call it the dirty little room where Kurt was found in the greenhouse. They say, oh, it's just a dirty little room. When they asked like Dylan Carlson, why didn't you look in the greenhouse for him? You were there for days. Why did an electrician find? Because you wanted the electrician to find him, and you didn't want to find him because you knew where he was. But let me say this real quick. So when we get to this, we have to understand that Kurt's going to come back from Exodus rehab. Yeah. He's not sitting in the house and a bunch of people show up. They're already there when he lands. So that's part of the story, but we'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get to it. We're here.
Well, if you want to talk about the murder.
Yeah, but what does that have to do? Is that important to the story?
Yes.
Him coming back?
Yes.
So that's why there's so many people in the house, because they're doing
He doesn't even know they're there.
Okay.
He comes home. Look, they live a rocker lifestyle, right?
Right.
And, these are his good friends. And even the one witness, Joe, that we were going to talk about, he talks about Kurt like just an average guy. Like he doesn't even.
Right.
Tell him about that other thing you found, Mark, about the altar. Tell me about that.
Oh, so when we go hiking, we've been up there so much, we just look at the map and say, oh, there's supposed to be a lake over here in this next drainage, and we'll just go right over and up there at the top of the saddle where there wasn't any
trees.
There were no trees or anything. I don't think we were above the timber line, but it was rocky. There was nothing growing there, and there was an altar built there.
What did it look like?
It was just coarse stones, but somebody had taken the time and put 2 big stones down in the ground, buried, and then a table on top of it, and then stacked up some smaller stones around it.
Like chairs around it?
There were some big stones out a little ways like a chair, but kind of at the base of the altar they'd stacked some stones.
I don't quite think people in the United States realize the difference in the products they consume here versus other parts of the world. And, no, absolutely not. Brits fly over here, and actually we had my barber, my barber Damon, and he flew over here to give me a haircut last week. He said, oh gosh, I don't feel good. He said, I went and got some food here and I really just don't feel good. And he says, every time I come over here, I don't feel good. And me and my team, we used to fly over here before I moved here for a couple of weeks a year to film this show. And whenever we'd fly back, not only would I be much fatter, but we'd all feel a little bit more like sluggish, is the way I'd describe it, from eating the food here. And it almost felt quite clear that there's like something in the food that our bodies just isn't used to.
No, there is something in the food, but I think a big part of it too, why people come here and they leave like, oh, I don't feel good, is because we've seen on my second channel how they just trip out on these huge sodas at restaurants, endless refills. You go to some restaurants, all you can eat French fries, all you can eat boneless wings, all you can eat. Like that's unheard of over there. Now I'm not saying they don't put bad foods in ours and not over there, but overeating, I'm guessing from what I hear, I've never been, but overeating out of the country, out of America, is just not your normal thing, right? They give you small portions, right? They give you small portions. Over here, y'all, they feed you, they overeat you with junk, with carbs, with fat. And it just seems like over there, for one, the ingredients are a little better, but they're not used to overeating out there. When they come here, they splurge. They get canes, 4-piece, doubled fries, big soda, right? Of course, you're going to feel like crap after eating that. This was crazy, y'all. This would have freaked me out.
The representative of God for our spiritual elevation. We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty.
At the cemetery, see if we can find ghosts on the thing. You see the ghost? Right there.
I know some of you guys got Teslas. You guys need to let me know and try this out. If I had it, that's the first place I'm going to check out.
Oh, they
Like
got
dogs?
horses and stuff out here and dogs. You see the ghost?
I want to see.
Whoa, that's crazy. And ain't nobody even out here.
That's crazy.
And it's a man right there. But ain't nobody over there. They got horses, they got dogs.
I believe it, y'all. I believe they're walking in and out of this room as we speak, in and out of your living
Ain't
room as
nobody
we
out here
speak.
walking, but
Just another dimension. I've heard too many stories of people getting on drugs, not sleeping, and they see these things. It's just another
you see all
dimension,
them
y'all.
people? Look, ain't nobody even over there. You see it? Oh, that's crazy.
Yo.
That's crazy. There's two people right there.
Or maybe it's because.
Look, and ain't nobody there, but it's showing all of those people.
I wouldn't advise you eating McDonald's in 2026, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that hash browns are $4.15. You mean to tell me with $4, all you're gonna provide to me is one hash brown, not even two? This hash brown will not fill you up. It wouldn't even fill up a toddler. I would say get a 4 for $4 from Wendy's, but I don't even think that they provide that anymore. I think it's just a $6 bigger bag now. These corporations are really putting people between a rock and a hard place. Even if you love McDonald's and you eat it every day, I'm not telling you how to live your life. What I'm saying is you have to know for yourself that a hash brown for $4.15 is ridiculous. There's no way to justify that price, no matter how you look at it. Imagine if you were really hungry and you only had $4.30 to your name, and all you could resort to is a hash brown. You gotta be grateful for all things and grateful that you're eating at that moment, but wow. My question is, where is the ceiling? Where is the rooftop? To get to a point where a hash brown is $10 and nobody's gonna question it because we just gotta go with it? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
That's so crazy, y'all. $4. $4 for a hash brown. It used to be like $1, 52 for $1. Like, when does it end? Like, it's not inflation. It's not, y'all. It's just corporate greed, and it's people still lining up and getting it. That's the problem. That's why they're getting away with this. It just baffles me that somebody would go pay $4 for that, and they're doing it's 8:30 right now. Guarantee you, if I was to drive by McDonald's, that drive-through for breakfast is packed on a Wednesday. So that's why they just keep raising the prices. Okay, we're gonna test it, raise it 10 cents, see what it does. Nothing, another 10 cents. It's not a good business scheme to me because it's going to crash eventually. You would think, but they put these addictive things in the food, right? I said it earlier. They put the addictive stuff in this food, so people keep lining up like zombies.
Personally, I don't think I'm getting down with this. These prices need to come down. We're not talking about gas here. We're talking about food.
It's a lot of stuff out there the government keep away from American people.
What are they trying to protect? What do they want us not to know? Because I thoroughly believe that under some underground bunker there is a Bigfoot in captivity. Real quick, when Mount St. Helens erupted, there was a biologist that worked for Washington State, and they were called in and said, "Hey, we need help. We've got some animals that have been badly burned." Okay, I'll take care of these. When the biologists got there, there were 4 Bigfoot. 3 were dead and 1 was still alive. Wow. And they had to administer. He had to administer first aid and taking care of this animal, and it was loaded up onto a deuce-and-a-half military vehicle and taken off. And yet again, that person was told, "Do not talk about this."
So American farmers and homeowners have reported mysterious drones flying over their property. This all seems to be happening in the middle of the night, and in some cases people have launched their own drones to follow them. One man even got into his vehicle, tracked the operators, confronted the people packing the drones back into their vehicle. And people are obviously asking why. Some people believe these flights are companies mapping land for future development, collecting data for infrastructure projects like data centers or surveying property. Others wonder if they're documenting livestock and crops or just resources on people's land. At this point, those ideas remain speculation unless there's evidence connecting a specific flight to a certain purpose. But it raises a bigger question: how much information about private property is being collected without people realizing it, between satellites and license plate readers, security cameras, and now drones? Not now drones. They've obviously been using drones for a long time. We already feel like we're living in an era where almost everything is being observed. And I don't feel like people flying drones over other people's land in the middle of the night is just harmless stuff. Private property never really meant private property when it came to the government. Now it seems like they're flying over to make sure they know exactly what you have on it.
And I'm out in Arizona now, right? One of the first days I was out here, I was outside doing something, and I saw a drone fly over. It had a box. It was an Amazon drone, y'all. And I felt like Dorothy. I was like, man, we're not in Texas no more. Where I was at in Texas, the post office is still delivering Amazon packages. Right now, you see these self-driving, all-electric Amazon trucks driving by all day. Out there is still the post office. It takes 4 days to get your damn Amazon. They might as well deliver it by a mule. But out here, they got these drones flying all over. I'm gonna try to get it and put it on the video one day of these drones. It's crazy. It's a trip. It's like the Jetsons.
Meta just fired 1,100 people who exposed what they were doing with the Ray-Ban footage on 6 days' notice. Quick context: if you purchased Meta smart glasses, the footage you recorded, everything you saw around you got sent to a contractor in Kenya called Sama. 1,100 workers doing 10-hour shifts, sitting there labeling what was on your camera so Meta's AI models could get better. Back in February, Swedish journalists started investigating this matter, and the workers told them what they were actually watching. People having intimacy, people in bathrooms, naked, kids, credit card numbers, you name it. And last month, Meta cut their entire contract. This week, the Kenyan company Sama just announced that they're firing all 1,100 of those people. Some of them said that they'd already been forced to sit on their desks doing nothing for weeks while security tightened around them after the reports started coming out. Meta says that Sama didn't meet our standards, and Sama says they consistently met all standards. Read between the two, and the truth is very simple. The workers who told the public what was actually happening all lost their job and were fired. Now there's a class action lawsuit in California against Meta, and the UK's data regulator also opened an investigation. Every single part of this story is true, and nobody at Meta has answered any of this yet. The lawsuit is moving, 2 regulators are investigating, 1,100 people lost their jobs. And I'll be tracking all of this. Follow me if you want to learn more, because Big Tech is hoping you forget by next week.
I mean, what does Big Tech expect? Who buys a hidden camera? Because that's what those are pretty much. Who buys a hidden camera for good intentions, right? I mean, there might be some where they want hands-free, where they can film their family, whatever. But 90% of those people buying those glasses, maybe you're 10%, right? I'm sure some of you guys got them, but my thought is, what do you expect? What do you expect people to do with hidden cameras on their head? What do you think they're going to do with those?
A lot of people don't know this. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You got the Father. You got the Son.
I thought you didn't believe in the Bible.
Whoa. What a woman. Right? Listen, I'm saying this. They have deliberately deleted the woman from history on purpose. Because right now, I'm going to tell you this. Everybody watching this, I'm going to say this. You know this. They should never trace a bloodline back by the man, because when a man have a baby, you never know who baby is that. You never know. But when a woman had it, you know for a fact it's that woman baby, because that's her blood. It came straight from her. And you can tell that they know that because they then took and told the woman, no, you have to carry my name.
Can I say something?
Whoa, you can talk when you talk, but I talk, you want to keep on talking. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You talking up in church on Sunday, don't you?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry, God, forgive me.
Yeah, please be respectful.
I don't want to do your minions like that. No, I'm just keeping it real.
What do you mean there's no AC?
They have no AC in Europe, and
Paris?
especially in Paris.
No AC in restaurants, in stores, anywhere. And it was 100 degrees.
Guys, I don't think you understand. My apartment, this is going to sound super privileged to me, it's kept at a crisp 69 degrees year round.
Yeah, 68 for me.
I can't, if 1 degree off, I'm fucked. I can't sleep.
I know. It's actually fucking crazy, because you were in Paris and like you go to lunch, you go to dinner, you go to Ubers, you go into your Airbnb, it's hotter inside.
Thank God.
Wait, you
my
just
hotel
sweating
had
the
AC.
whole time?
No, I probably I was sweating so bad that I almost started crying, because I was like, you're in Paris, like fucking enjoy yourself, you fucking privileged asshole. Stop complaining that it's hot. But I'm
No,
like,
when it's
so
hot, don't
No.
even fucking talk.
I would
There's
rather be
nowhere to
cold than
go.
hot.
That is fucking awful. Also, but I have a question, and I know you're not the cops, but how are they drowning? They just didn't know how to swim, or was it like a bad
people
river?
were swimming in the canals,
Mm.
and I think it was just like unregulated. And
Oh.
I think it was just so crowded.
How have I
my
never heard of this? I'm like king of going down weird rabbit holes like this, and I feel like
I just saw it today. I think the news just came
I
out.
just had like targeted stuff because I was literally
Sure.
I landed from Paris yesterday, so I was literally just there.
Yeah, what do you guys keep your AC at? I had no idea out there in Europe you guys don't have AC, and that's miserable. I don't know if it's humid out there. Let me know. We got a lot of people out there that watch these videos. Is it humid out there, or is it a dry heat like Arizona's a dry heat, which is still freaking hot? If this AC goes out, I don't care if when you open the door, it feels like an oven when you open the oven out here. We're kind of in a cold front right now, like 102, 103, which is kind of nice right now. But 4th of July, it's like 107, 110, right? Let me know. But what do you guys keep your AC at? I keep my AC at 75, and it's cool. I couldn't imagine 69 degrees. Maybe if I was in my apartment, I would, but here in the house, like you're gonna pay some expensive electricity. But let me know what you guys keep your AC at.
Realize that as the hole in the ozone layer gets larger and larger, more and more sunlight is allowed to enter our environment, and more people who have pale faces are going to die of melanoma, which is a skin cancer that you get if you don't have enough melanin in your skin. Let me tell you, people of color are going to be very much in demand for reproduction in the future. And mark my words, you're laughing now, but you wait 20 years. You won't even have to wait 20 years, because they're going to see that if they want their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren to survive, they're going to have some melanin in their skin. That's the way it's going to be. This is going to take care of itself.
Did you graduate from college?
No, I'm a college dropout.
Tell me about it.
College is a scam. So you go to school, you get in debt, you get out of school, and go get a job to pay for that debt. That seems like a scam to me.
That shit fucked up.
It is. And then the fact that who created the school system in the first place? Who funded the school system? The Rockefellers. Now, why would they do that? They wouldn't do anything to benefit, mankind or the goodness out of their heart, right? So they created the school system, and they got, the school system from war-torn Europe. They got the idea because schools are actually indoctrination camps. So if you look in past history in war-torn Europe, to where the war was going on, they created the school system to indoctrinate the kids. So whenever they had a war, no kids would question. And, you know, you can teach them propaganda, you teach them whatever you want. Hey, sit down for 8 hours, we're going to teach you X, Y, and Z. And then when a war pops off, you have a bunch of soldiers ready to go. And then think about this. Why do schools look like prisons? The same food system. If you test the same food in school, it's the same food in prison, okay? You have a warden. Who is that? The principal. You have the teachers.
Guards.
COs.
Yep.
Okay? Raise your hand. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Recess. That's hitting the yard.
Yep. 1 hour.
It's the same thing. You get on a bus to go travel to where, you know, that they transport prisoners. You get on a bus to go back and forth in school. The same system. Now, growing up, we had books. Those books that we were consuming, that we were getting our knowledge from. Pergamon Press. Who was that? They pressed up these books. Pergamon Press was owned by Robert Maxwell, who's Ghislaine Maxwell's father.
You know, I'm so glad that I didn't have a blast in school. From kindergarten to senior year, every day, maybe like 7th grade was my best year, but I did not like school. I didn't go to none of the dances. I didn't go to homecoming. I didn't go to prom. I didn't go to winter formal. It did not like school, right? I had my friends at school. I had my friends outside of school, right? It was weird, but I'm so glad like I wasn't one of those party kids because I would have went to college, got debt, lived a regular life, right? Took the path of least resistance. But the fact that I just did not like that, I did not fit in, is the reason I'm doing what I'm doing now, right? But not everybody, you know, you got a channel. I'm telling you guys, I broke myself down, kind of what, you know, the military does. It breaks you down and they build you up. Like I broke myself down and I built myself back up, y'all. And but not everybody that goes the route I went that did not like school and did whatever. I don't know, y'all. I just feel like I'm just thankful for all those, you know, it's Friday night, homecoming, my senior year, and I'm home alone. You know what I mean? At the time, it was hard, it was tough, it was sad, it was depressing. But now, like, you know, when I look back, like, you just thank God for it. Thank you. You know, now I know why you were doing that. You were building me, like David Goggins said, you're building me. I was in boot camp. I was in boot camp for those times I was going through, right? But you got to work on yourself and put the right things in your mind. Listen, watch the right things, right? I was doing all that stuff. So, you know, I wasn't just smoking weed and drinking, or else I would have been a bum on the streets by now, probably. So,
what I'm hearing you say, based on the research and the science that you've done as a cognitive scientist, professor for 40 plus years, and the other research of other scientists you've worked with, is that what we are experiencing right now as human beings is not the full truth, is not fully real, is what I'm hearing you say. That this world we are in, you could call it a simulation, you could call it a game, you could call it an experience, whatever you want to call it. But there is something outside of us, beyond us, that is running our body and our thoughts and our avatar in this world. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
That's right. 7 things you didn't know about the 2017 Las Vegas tragedy. Number 1, the eerie prediction. About 45 minutes before the shooting happened, there was a lady with her boyfriend that was pushing through to get to the front, yelling that they're all gonna die. Security ended up removing the couple, and we wouldn't have known about it had it not been for this girl who did an interview with local news.
But like, obviously she was telling us that either to tell us to warn us or to tell us that we were all gonna die, and she was part of it.
Were they escorted out because you were feeling uncomfortable about what they said?
Yes, because she had been messing with the lady in front of her, telling her that she was gonna die. That we were all gonna die.
Our number 2, over 1,000 rounds were shot into a country music festival in Las Vegas on October 1st, 2017 by gunman Stephen Paddock. Injuring over 800 people, 60 ended up dying, making it the deadliest shooting in American history. But according to the official story, on October 1st, 2017, Stephen, who was staying at the Mandalay Hotel, he went gambling early in the morning for like 4 hours, and then he brought another duffel bag to his room. And in the bag was a variety of different guns. So he had a suite on the 32nd floor, and earlier in the week, he actually rented a suite next to it that was separated by a simple door. So after he got back to the room with the last bag of guns, he ordered some room service, and they left this cart of food outside, which he ate, and then rigged his room with 3 cameras. One was on the peephole of his door, the other was on this cart, and the other was in the hallway. There was an emergency stairwell right next to his room, so he decided to bolt that door shut, so if anyone tries to get to him, they have to go through that door and knock it down first. At about 9:36 p.m., Steven locks himself into his room, and about 10 minutes later, the security guard Jesus Campos is doing his last rounds, checking all of the emergency exit doors in the stairwells. And then he comes across the 32nd floor one and notices that it's jammed shut. So he takes a note of it and continues going on. And then 14 minutes later, security gets an open door alarm on the 32nd floor. So Campos goes back up there, but this time not through the back stairwells because he knew it was locked. And he notices that there's an L bracket on the door. So he reports it, and then they send a call to maintenance to send someone up to take the L bracket off. But at that same time, Steven uses a hammer to knock out the window in his room and fires 2 shots towards the crowd at the music festival. Then he opens rapid fire. But he looks on his screen because he has those cameras set up and notices that Jesus Campos, the security guard, is in the hallway. So he starts shooting through the door and shoots 200 rounds, one of them hitting him in the leg. Wow. So Jesus takes cover. And we're out of time. We're going to pick it up in part 2.
People need to understand that CERN shuts down today. June 29th, 2026, CERN shuts down. And every time this machine powers up or goes down, something strange seems to happen. The Large Hadron Collider goes into a long shutdown while CERN is saying that they're shutting this down for upgrades. And this isn't a weekend maintenance break. This thing is going offline for years. They're expecting this thing to be back in 2030. Mind you, they're shutting this thing down today on the same day as a strawberry full moon. Big coincidence, right? You got to remember the first time CERN fired up the Large Hadron Collider in 2008, that same year Wall Street collapsed. The financial system almost broke, and some people say the world got hit with the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Then CERN entered its first major shutdown around 2013. Right around that window, a massive meteor exploded over Russia, one of the most powerful airbursts in modern history. You had windows shattered. People got injured. The sky literally lit up like something in a movie. Then CERN went into a long shutdown from 2018 to 2022. And during that stretch, the world completely changed. You had the pandemic. You had lockdowns. You had supply chain chaos, economic meltdown, political unrest, a version of the earth that honestly never felt normal again. And now we fast forward. CERN is shutting down again while AI is on the rise. You got wars escalating. You got governments pushing for digital ID. But I'm guessing none of this is ringing a bell, right? I need you to look at this statue that's in front of CERN. That's Shiva, the Lord of Destruction. Basically, he's a deity of transformative rebirth. Y'all let that sink in for a minute. The scary part isn't CERN shutting down. The scary part is what comes next. Pay attention.
Really interesting take on Elon Musk.
Oh boy.
That Elon, his whole mantra is ad astra, which means to the stars. And he's like, you can't get to the stars with a chemical rocket company. That's impossible. You can't just do it with chemical rockets.
Okay.
Is that he not interested in physics, doesn't want to invest in physics. And he says that, what do you say? He's obsessed with going to the stars, but isn't interested in physics. And he has a chemical rocket company. So what's going on? He says he thinks his real space company is Grok. He says he thinks he is developing AI to figure out the science to get to the stars.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That makes total sense. I mean, even Sam Altman said, thank you to all of his investors. He's like, but we don't know how to pay you back, but we're going to hopefully build OpenAI so much to the point where it's going to give us the solution on how to pay you back.
Yeah.
Like, he's said that publicly. So it's like, that makes total sense. Why wouldn't you?
But they're also singing like twisted Christmas carols or songs that people liked in life, like their favorite song.
Oh my God.
And they were singing like Jingle Bells. Yeah. They'll be singing songs like that, torturing people, and the way they talk is like it rhymes somehow. They rhyme all of their words, and
Sounds like hip-hop.
it's almost like they sing their words,
Sounds
and
like
it feels
music.
like they're all around you, like when they're talking, and it overwhelms your senses. And they'll be singing things that you know. It's like they're rapping, but they're not rapping, but they sound like some of these street rappers, like the ones that say they blacked out and then they started saying things that are super demonic and they don't remember what they said or whatever. They sound like that.
That's crazy.
Like what I can describe it like is like there's a song by the Bloodhound Gang from back in the 90s or whatever, and they talk vulgar. They're disgusting, coarse, vulgar. They cuss more than a person from New York, and that's saying a lot. No offense to you people from New York, but I'm from New York, and I get it. I've never met anyone that cusses more than a New Yorker until I was in hell. And it'll be like, they'll be talking, their voices echoing, kind of like when you find a ray gun in whatever that game is, and it makes this sound. My friend Levi told me about this, or showed me it recently, and I was like, that's it. That's
crazy.
very similar. It's not exact, but it's very similar.
Call of Duty Zombies.
And they'll be like, sweat, baby, sex is Texas, track me. And you do the kind of things that only Prince would sing about. So put your hands down my pants, and I bet you'll feel nuts. Stuff like that. Or if I capsize in the price high tide, give me 5, you sunk my battleship. Please turn me on. I'm Mr. Coffee with the automatic drip. They say worse, more vulgar things like that. Made me feel disgusting to say that. That had to come from a demon. And that's how they talk, though. And they'll use songs like that to torment people. So when people...
Telling you guys, when I was going through everything, I can sometimes get there, but it's rare. But like when I was going through everything, listening to these hip hop songs, like I heard their true intentions behind the words they're saying, right? And it tortures you. It puts you through so much fear, so much panic, so much torture, right? And sometimes if I listen to those songs I used to listen to, it comes back. You know what I mean? And so I kind of understand what he's saying there. It's deep, y'all. It's deep. It's like most people hear it and it talks to their, they're just listening to it. They hear the words, but they're talking to your soul, y'all. And they're torturing your soul. And now if I listen to some of those songs, like I don't feel it. I can't get there. But there is a time, I don't know if a door was open in my brain or what, but I felt it. I've seen it in TV shows, movies, walking in the store, seen it, right? And people call me crazy, whatever, but I felt it, y'all.
How did doctor describe what happened to you?
That's something I want to stay away from.
This is my opinion, like we always say. It has to do something about either he had COVID or the vaccine, which nobody has said if he said it or not. I want to say Pfizer is one of the biggest donors to the NFL. You know that, right? $120 million. So over $120 million. Right?
Interesting.
Liquor.
I had that clip in there because, this Chris Johnson thing going on, and a lot of people are comparing. I had a good clip of it, but it was 6 minutes long, and I was like, I can't put that in here. I didn't realize that when I downloaded it, so I downloaded this. But they're saying there's a connection between what he's going through and the years of football he played. But the NFL isn't going to put that out there because, bad business, right? Bad for the business. So same thing with that DeMar Hamlin when he fell down and went into cardiac arrest in the middle of a football game. Like, you want to stay in this club? Don't tell the people the truth.
Alcohol is called what?
Spirits.
And the reason it's called that is because when you drink it, it numbs your body. It makes you, go numb in the mind, and it allows these different spirits that are just waiting for a vessel
to temporarily jump in and do whatever they want.
Correct.
That's why a lot of people will do some shit, be like, I don't remember that at all. It's because it wasn't you. Anyway, so yeah, so he had been drinking.
Hold on. Say that one more time.
So when you drink, you know, people will drink and get real drunk, and they'll say the next day,
They'll black out.
black out.
That's the word I always hear. I blacked out.
Oh, I have some serious ass stories about that. And they'll go, I don't remember none of that. It's because it wasn't them. Temporarily, it allowed these, you know, twisted spirits to jump in, do some fucked up shit, jump back out. You know, they jump all over the place.
People end up pregnant, killing somebody, hurting somebody, saying something they shouldn't have said.
One of my clients was a girl. She ended up killing because she had a possession after a night of drinking.
They're thinking about selling the PS6 for $1,000.
It's ridiculous, y'all.
A $1,000 console. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, they can't afford a PC. Yeah, this is just insane. And I'm good. I mean, they don't even have a lot of stuff. They don't even have a lot of stuff at all for, what do you call it? For the PS5. So I don't even know what the hell they're doing trying to make a PS6 now. You haven't even finished the PS5.
Matter of fact, I even break it down even more. This is what all the data centers is about. This is why the game is the way it is because a lot of people got trapped in the metaverse. A lot of people got trapped in the game consoles. A lot of people switched to digital conscious. And what they do is when you think there's NPCs, those are real people in real life playing the game. That's the reason why they got like that. This is the reason why they're building so many data centers. People not looking at it like that right there is because they're not aware, they're not understanding of too much of like how it is. Like I said, people like the biggest point, your screens, your monitor, your game, all this right here connects to those data centers, those information, all your dreams, all your downloads, all them stuff that you're supposed to be getting is going to the data centers. They like how they said, like I saw a video, they can hijack your conscious, they can hijack your mind. They storing it on the data centers. That's the reason why they're building so many in so many cities is because before the time get cut or the tether get cut, a lot of people don't know, like a lot of these bodies aren't real bodies, they're just digital consciousness that people from the game that they can still communicate with their body. That's all this is. That's it. We gonna get straight to it. That's all. So Grand Theft Auto 6 is basically the conversion of the digital conscious and the data centers and the real people in the real world.
Obama doesn't visit normal movie set. Steven Spielberg let fly on Michelle Obama's podcast that her husband, Barack, visited Steven Spielberg, I guess they're good friends, on the set of Disclosure Day.
Right.
So that implies some sort of deep interest on behalf of Barack in what Steven Spielberg is doing.
I've been obsessed with Betty and Barney for years. We even put a scene with Betty and Barney into the Dark Skies pilot. And then Barack Obama and Michelle Obama announced they're going to make a Betty and Barney movie, which they've abandoned. That ain't happening.
But the fact that they're that interested.
Yes. What was he doing saying, I'm going to make a Betty and Barney thing?
Right.
I think Barack, he knows a lot.
He clearly does. And then he says on this podcast, in this like rapid fire questioning section, he goes, aliens are real. And then he sort of moves on and he goes, but it's not like, this beings, under Area 51 or whatever.
This video going around on social media where somebody's dash camera picked up a ghost car driving on the road. And at first, a lot of people did not believe what they were saying until they actually showed the footage. We about to look at this too. Y'all let me know what y'all seen. Y'all might have to watch it over a few times too. The car's over there.
I did. Oh my god.
Did y'all see it?
No. Are we
Y'all ain't see it. Just wait.
I know it's gone.
I saw it.
Wait. No, listen.
Look. You see the car, right? Where's the car? Where's the car? Where's the car? You cannot tell me that car was not there. See, at first, like I said, y'all might have to watch it over a few times. Go back a little bit. Go back so you know that you're not tripping. Because the way that you feel is the exact way that everybody else feel, even myself. And at first, when you seen the video, you did not notice that car. because I didn't notice it at all. And then when they slowed that video down, when they slowed it down for some reason, that car disappeared. I want to know this. The Amazon person that was driving, did he see that car? And you want to know what's crazy? I'm going to share this with y'all real quick, then I'm out. It's been so many times I've been driving on the road and I see a car in my passenger window or mirror or one of my mirrors or my rear view, it don't matter. I see a car, I look down for a second, look up, and that car is gone. It happens to me all the time. I'm just trying to understand why, who is it, and what's going on? For real, y'all let me know what y'all think. Be safe, like and follow for more.
Is it selfish to use air conditioning during a heat wave? That is the serious debate that people in Europe are having right now.
You're not in a care home, you're not elderly. Look at you there, resplendent in your youth. Why do you deserve air conditioning?
Today, the WHO chief said that 1,300 excess deaths linked to high temperatures have now been recorded in Europe. And even more shockingly, the WHO also said that Europe has lost nearly 200,000 people to heat in the last 4 years, claiming that the majority of these deaths were entirely preventable. But just going out and buying AC isn't as frictionless as you might think. Multiple European countries recorded their hottest day ever in the last week, including Germany, which hit an all-time record of 41.7 degrees Celsius. But at the same time, German public service broadcasters are posting infographics like this, saying, AC, what cools us down, heats up the earth. And more air conditioners, more global warming through greenhouse gases. Keeping in mind, many German schools and even hospitals don't have AC. And while some in Europe are rushing to buy air conditioning units and fans, others have decided to cope with the heat in different ways, like using aluminium foil to cover windows and doors, standing under riot police water cannons, or swimming in the river.
I don't need it because I'm young and I can survive this kind of event. It's not a big deal.
It's not a solution. It's gonna help to people feel good, but it's not going to help the environment.
I don't think it's a good thing for planet.
But what do you guys think? Is it time for widespread adoption of AC in Europe, or will their impact only make matters worse in the long run?
All I gotta say, I bet you Buckingham Palace got about 30 AC units out in that front lawn, right? I bet all those people saying don't be selfish, that lady on the news, don't be selfish. I bet you that news station where they're at talking like that has AC. Because if it didn't and it's 110 degrees out there with all that makeup on, they'd be all red. They'd be all red and sweating, right? But they're going to tell the peasants, don't be selfish. Global warming, right? Man, it's a
This
damn
was
shame.
sent to me from a follower, Crane Hill, Alabama. I guess he was out scouting for property. He was looking to purchase a property to build a house on. Crane Hill, Alabama. And he was on, I guess, realtor.com or whatever, Google Earth, Google Maps, and he found a property he was interested in. So he pulled this property up and he was scrolling through the woods, scrolling through the fields, and he found something. And in a minute here, I'm going to show it to you all. He sent it to me and he goes, don't think I'm crazy, but to me, these images look like zombies. Is it a group of people having a party? Is it a zombie party? Is there a glitch in the Matrix? What exactly is going on? But I'm going to show you this picture and you tell me, are there zombies in Alabama? My mind's blown between Jeepers Creepers, shadow people, ghosts, and now we have zombies in Alabama. But I don't know, I've heard a lot of weird things. I don't know if it's just people playing with AI, people trying to screw with me, but you check out this picture and you tell me what you see. Because to me it looks like a horde of zombies, a swarm, walking through a giant field in the middle of nowhere. See what you think.
Okay, did you guys hear they did a poll and roughly 40% of the Americans that were a part of this poll believe that we are in the end time? And you may be thinking, well, why would they possibly think that? Well, right now we have multiple nations against each other in war. We also have Venezuela, Japan, and California having a bunch of massive earthquakes. And we have famine in the Middle East. Mark 13, nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in many parts of the world as well as famines. But this is only the first of the birth pains with more to come. So it sounds like something big is coming around the corner, because realistically, look around in the world today. This isn't sustainable, man. We're bulldozing this and that. We're yanking, putting up AI, facial recognition, all this stuff. It's coming to a head, 100%. Not to mention the conflict in the Middle East. But here's the crazy part. If you remember, Satan wanted to be like God. And what can God do? In theory, everywhere, he bees everywhere, he sees everything, he hears everything. If AI is fully implemented and connected to everything, appliances, your house, your car, your phone, your TV, everything, and it all has microphones and speakers, which can hear everything, and there's cameras everywhere, which can see everything, you could see how AI seems like a entity which would mimic what Satan wanted to be like, to be able to be everywhere, hear everything, see everything. Now, then, if you get the brain implantable microchip that's coming around the corner, or it's going to be in your wrist or your forehead or your palm or your hand, then that's getting a little bit crazy. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There's a lot to this that I am surely unaware of. Comment your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
I mean, you can't tell me that people are going to bow down to this computer chip in your head, in your hand. You can't tell me we're not. I mean, we might already have. They might not need to go to that extent because we all walk around with these, right? They might not have to go. We might already have it with these phones, right? But you can't tell me that if they do go to that extent and put a chip in our brain or whatever, that we're not all going to follow suit. Because they got cameras watching us do everything. Nobody cares about privacy. Nobody cares about none of that. They got tracking devices in our vehicles. They got cameras in our vehicles. Nobody cares. There's a camera right here on my laptop while I'm doing this. Just background noise, right? We don't think about it. These TVs, they say, are taking pictures of us. Our phones are taking pictures of us constantly, every second. So you can't tell me that they're guiding us to that without even questioning it, because no one questions driving down our neighborhood and we're being filmed. No one questions that we're in a parking lot being filmed. No one questions that we're in public property being filmed. No one questions it.
Okay, guys. This is Harold. I live way out on the reservation with 3 dogs. Here's one. There's another one over there somewhere. And the other one, Hazel, is over here. This is Hardy. I give him a piece of bread that we bought from the store, see if they'll eat it. And guess what they did? They wouldn't eat it. And then this one, Harley, he took his bread and look at what he did. They buried it in the sand. What is wrong with this bread? Tell me. The animals know something is wrong with the bread.
The heat wave that just
You know, I hear that all the time. If I give my damn dog a piece of bread, he's engulfing it in 0.5 seconds. You know, if I go give a pigeon a French fry from McDonald's, they are going to fight over it to the death. If I go to the pond and feed the ducks the cheapest great value bread, they're all flocking. So I don't know, y'all. Have you guys tested it? Because I don't see it.
Europe, the heat wave that's about to hit the US, it's the bombs and the data centers. It is the bombs and the data centers. We are burning the earth and taking ourselves out with it so that a handful of people can retain power, accrue wealth, and keep their...
Yo, I'm in downtown Miami, right at the 401 building, right? This is where the this where you apply for food stamps and all that though. But anyway, I want y'all to look at this. I'm outside. See, this the front. It's the front of the building, right? I'm outside, yo, right? Just stand up here chilling. Do y'all see what's on this wall right here? You don't see them alien figures right there?
Yeah, I see
That's
it.
one. That's one. Look at this shit. Look at that. Look at this shit, man. This shit is wild, man. I never paid attention to this shit, to the architect of this building, but this is the mark of the beast where the aliens be at, man. Look at this shit.
Government
You
building.
see that? I want y'all to look at this. Look. I need y'all to look at this. Look at the
Yeah, I
face
see
on
it.
this motherfucker right here. Look. Look at the face, man. So this shit was already premeditated. This shit was already done a while back. So now this plays a part back to everything
Baphomet.
that I was talking about before. It's crazy.
So like $100 is $1 million in Africa.
But like,
A million Guinea franc. That's what it's called.
So if a nigga got a million Guinea, what is it?
Guinea franc.
How much he really up? Like
$1 million?
like he really up $1 million still?
No, it's
But
not like $1 million.
you
It's
feel
not $1
me?
million US dollars. So $1 million is like, let me break it down like this. Their money is in thousands. All right.
Right.
So $1 is 10,000.
Okay.
So 10,000 Guinea franc, you can buy chicken wing and fried rice.
Okay.
All right. You can buy chicken wing and fried rice. You could probably buy. You could buy a whole damn near like half a case of water.
Okay.
With 10,000. All right. 20,000. You could buy a great meal. That's a lot of money right there. So a meal can last you a long time though. Like a meal, you good for you good for a week for real.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a meal is good. It's not low money. Yeah, bro. I feel like I spent like when I was in Africa, I probably spent like $600. And I was there for a month.
Yeah.
But 600 is $6 million. And I spent more money giving to people to help out
Right.
than like I spent on myself. When you go over there, bro, you gonna give all your money away, bro. Like I went there, I left all my clothes there.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, you gonna feel too bad, bro. That shit like
Damn.
that should be eating me. Yeah, they really fucked up down there, bro. It's bad. I left all my shit. I gave all my shoes away to my cousins, all that. I had to.
Yeah, you got a good soul, bro.
No, I had to, bro.
Nigga came back broke foot, no clothes.
No bad.
Damn.
The steaks from Applebee's are microwaved and they are thrown on the grill for a charred look. There is no secret menu at Starbucks. If you're ordering drinks like the Clint Eastwood or the Bloody Tuxedo, they're just going to get annoyed with you and put decaf in your coffee. If you like the rice from Chipotle, the secret is that they put half lemon, half lime juice on their rice. Former Chick-fil-A employee says that all of the food is actually really fresh, with the exception of the waffle fries that come in frozen. They bread the chicken themselves, they squeeze the lemons for the lemonade, and if there's any extra Cool Wraps at night, they get to take them home. The delivery fee is not a tip for the drivers, so tip your drivers. A $7 tub of popcorn at the movie theater costs 9 cents for them to make. The bread from Macaroni Grill would come in frozen, and then it would just sit on a shelf for 2 weeks at room temperature. So imagine the preservatives. At Chili's, desserts like the molten lava cake and the paradise pie come in frozen, and if your food is not warm enough, they just put it in the microwave. Also, people ask about the queso dip recipe, and they said it just comes in a bag, so don't ask them. Former Subway employee says the food there is actually very fresh, and they would continue to eat there even after working there. Even though the dough at Panera Bread comes in fresh, they're actually really good ingredients that they have. A former employee says that they donate all of the leftovers, and they still consider Panera Bread to be a really honest company. This just says don't eat at Golden Corral ever. Former Domino's driver says he only got paid $3.15 an hour. He had to use his own car and own gas to deliver the pizzas. So once again, if you live in America, tip your delivery drivers.
Did you know that this woman donated a pack of toilet paper to the Mexican government to find out where it really goes? The Mexican government
It's a
said that they were
Chapo.
collecting donations for
It's a
earthquake
Chapo.
victims in Turkey. So what she decided to do was put an air tag into her donation to track exactly where it really went. She dropped it at the collection center to see where it would really go. The government said that they collected 30 tons of donations and that everything flew straight to Turkey. But the air tag told a completely different story. She found that it never even left Mexico City, so she went to go track it down herself. And she found her toilet paper being sold at a public stall in Mexico City. She even made the AirTag beep to prove it was the exact AirTag that she used. And when she asked the vendor where it came from, the vendor had no idea that this was even supposed to go to Turkey. This makes you wonder, where do the things you donate actually go? Are they just being resold so someone else can profit off of your donation?
Took a picture. Isn't that crazy? Like when you donate to Goodwill, they just resell it. And people get mad. Like when I used to do reselling, and I talk about it on here a long time ago, people would get mad. Like, you go and buy it cheap and resell it. Goodwill's getting their stuff for free, and they're reselling it top dollar, and they're keeping all the good stuff now. Now they're putting all the good stuff on their website and selling pretty much retail. Like that's got to be like, how do you get in the business of thrift shops? Because that would be a good business. It's all 100% profit.
And then the rest of it,
beautiful
I know,
LA.
you can still tell, looks pretty bad. This guy's yelling at me like, good luck, bro. Good luck trying to catch me. I know you want me out of your area because I'm showing how it looks to the rest of the world, but yeah, we get yelled at pretty much every time we get out and film nowadays.
Back to Texas,
oh my
get a Sarron. Look at that, y'all. Look at LA. Look at LA. Look at that.
Wow. That's an alley I don't even think I've ever seen before. It's crazy. This is sick.
I love this dude's videos. John Hicks.
Jeez, man, this area is craziness.
Just rides around LA.
I'd say this is probably actually now the worst part of town. It's, man, we're 3 for 3 on getting threatened every time we get out. I mean, I'm just seeing all types of new stuff. That's why I'm still just kind of creeping along, dude. Like, damn, getting pretty rough on this side of town. We're now on Jefferson in Maine. I remember before I would ride down Jefferson and be like, oh, there's nothing really going on here. Let's see if that's changed.
People forget we used to log out of social media.
I forgot
we
about
used
that.
to log out of social media.
MySpace.
Social media wasn't an app that you stayed logged into, that you would just go to your app and boom. Social media used to be a website. Every social media site used to be a www. Whatever the fuck you wanted to do.com. You would log in, username and password, who messaged me here, who dropped a comment here, who liked this, who posted what, and log the fuck off. Might not go back on it for the rest of the day. You might check your social media once or twice in a day back in the day. Yo, they forget this. Then they came out with these things called apps. You came out with these things called apps. You put them on your phone and it skips all the middleman. It skips all the username and password for what? Why log out? Why log? It's an app. It's right there. It's yours. Boom. Why? Why log out and log in? It's there. Just keep it there. Just go outside of the app and go back in the app. What? It's right there. Some genius back then realized that the login process was just enough to keep people off of the sites for way too long. Think about all the times you were shopping online and you didn't get whatever you was looking at online because you got to put in your card information. Got to put in my card information, got to put in my name, got to put in my address. I don't want to do all that. And then they made it easy. Just keep it logged in. Now you just buy with one click. Think about all the times where you walked out of a store and you was just like, nah, the line's too long. I don't even want this shit. I'll get it another time. And then the cashier open up, I'll take you right here. That's just okay, cool, fuck it. That's what apps did.
Quick interruption. This goes back to how we're going to just fall in line with these Neuralinks. See how the 7 wise men, remember the 7 wise men we talked about on the earlier video last week? They feed us a little bit. Now we don't even log out of our apps. We're always logged in. It's always listening. Now we're all, and we don't think nothing of it. They know what they're doing, y'all, so that when the time comes, they make it look like it's beneficial. You know what I mean? The 7 wise men, they give us a little bit of technology. They're 30 years ahead in technology. We hear that all the time. They're 30 years ahead. You can't even think about what they got. And they just give you a little bit. They teach us how to make fire. They give us a lighter. They teach us how to cook food, how to make weapons, right? Little by little, they give us a little bit of knowledge. And now we're here. We're on apps. We're about to have a brain thing, you know? When it ends, they start over. The 7 wise men go back in their caves. And then they come out and they're the gods. They're the rulers. They're the presidents, right? They're the kings. They got the knowledge. They were in the cave for millions of years. You know what I mean? People say they're eternal. I don't know, y'all. This is just me thinking by watching these videos and just catching on to these things. That's what I think this is all about.
That's what the apps did. The apps, all that middleman shit, all that little tedious part that'll make you put your shit back. The line being too long will make you put your groceries back. Me, if I gotta go get my card to buy something and I'm shopping online, fuck it. I find it somewhere. Like, that's what the apps did. Apps was like, nah, log in, user information and password. Stay on this motherfucking app. That's when it started. That's when everything started. That's when, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I made this video, but yeah, yeah.
Let's come up with a germ, and we'll wait until a really foggy day when the air is really heavy, and we'll just shoot this germ into the air in San Francisco and just see if anybody gets sick, because then we can do it in Moscow and really screw them up. We come up with this germ that's developed in a CIA lab. We wait until an unusually foggy day, and then just drive around the city with these big pipes, just blowing the germ into the atmosphere. 2 days later, 11 people came down with this extraordinarily rare upper respiratory infection that had never been seen in San Francisco before. And we were like, hey, that worked. We should do that in the Moscow subway system and see if we can really, screw them up. Then there was another experiment where they decided to dose. There's a small village in France. Forgive me.
How many people knew about this? Was this a small?
At the time, it was very, very small. It was tightly held. It was a compartmented program. We went to this village in France. It had one bakery that supplied the entire village, and we dosed the yeast in the middle of the night. We broke into the bakery and put LSD in the yeast. The baker comes to work in the morning. He makes all the bread. He sells the bread to everybody in the village. Everybody in the village goes on an LSD trip. And then for decades, we were like, no, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. It wasn't us. And then in the 90s, we're like, okay, it was us. And then finally, in 1975, the CIA had just gone too far, right? We've just lost the Vietnam War, and everybody in the CIA is like smuggling heroin back from Vietnam, and it's just a disaster.
American politics, you gotta love it, right? But there you have today's video, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's the start of the new month, right? August is paycheck starts today. So today, it's time to start taking this more serious. Not that I haven't been, but we're going to start working on that second channel, y'all. I'm going to start doing videos for my members. I appreciate all you members, right? We're going to start doing those videos. I'm going to do my second channel. We're getting part 2 of the music industry being exposed. That's going to be on my second channel, link down below, right? I'm going to get a members video going, a little quick 10, 12 minute video over there. Let's get that going, y'all. Hope you guys have a good day. My new video is going to pop up over here for you guys if you're interested for my second channel. Playlist is going to pop up over here. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. See you guys tomorrow. Let's get it.